Hey, greetings everyone. I am Mark, and as I head into my 40th year of teaching and look back, one of the most gratifying things is to help kids become good readers. And I've searched over the years to find out why some kids just don't connect with what we've done with them in the realm of reading. And I've looked for answers to make that light bulb come on and help everyone become a good reader, because when we do that, we change their lives forever. And so the purpose of this short little video is just to show how we can do just that. So whatever grade our students are in, and if they can't read a word like a 5-syllable word, then we need to help them. And so what is it that it takes to be successful? Well, I think phonics needs to be simple. Yep. And it also has to be a strategy. So maybe not 147 rules. No, 2 simple rules can help our students read so that they can read just like this.
Predicate, polarized, vertical, revenge, necessity, testimony, composition, illustration, multiplex, prosecute, unsuspected.
So we're at the point where, how do we get students to climb that giant mountain to being able to decode 5-syllable words? Well, I look at 2 things. One is, hey, what do students need to learn? And then how will they learn it? So let's briefly look at what students need to learn. I always start the year with strategy 1. Strategy 1 is simply where we have words with 1 vowel, which means they're 1 syllable, which means also that they almost always have a short vowel sound. And so we learn that, but we also learn to put the letters in order. And so for those students who are just beginning to read in my room, they learn on these basic words to put the letter sounds in order, and they actually become readers, by doing that. But then later in the unit are words that have more consonants before or after the vowels. So it's a little bit of a stretch even for my more able readers to put all those letters in order. Now, why does that skill matter so much? Well, when we start dividing words into many syllables, they have to be really good at putting those letters in order. And so that's what we learn to do in strategy 1. And we're in the strategy only as long as they need to be. But the next strategy, giant one, is strategy 2. It's where we have 2 or more consonants in between 2 vowels. And you know what happens with that? Well, that first vowel is always short, and we divide the word after that first consonant. So this one is just giant to start having a system for many syllable words on knowing what they are. So look here, we have 2 consonants in between 2 vowels. It means we're going to divide it there. The O is going to be short, so we do it 1 syllable at a time. Bobbin. And so we practice that strategy again and again each day. And here again, look, 3 consonants in between 2 vowels. Means we divide it there. A is short. Scramble. And we even learn stuff like the LE ending. Students don't always know that. The shun ending. Whatever comes up they need to know, we, by gosh, learn it. And so here it again, 3 consonants in between 2 vowels. Do 1 syllable at a time. Whittle. No chance then to put that L up here, which some students like to do. The third strategy is probably the most common one in our language. It is where we have only 1 consonant in between 2 vowels. Not as easy as strategy 2, because you know what? First vowel, it could be short or long. Half the time it's short, half the time it's long. Students need to learn how to deal with that. And then, of course, we divide the word before or after that consonant. So here we go. See, we've got only 1 consonant in between those 2 vowels. We always start with short first. Yeah, it could be valid or it could be valid. And so what we learn to do there is, hey, what are the 2 A sounds? What are the 2 E sounds? We chorally do this many times, and A. What are the E sounds? And E, and E. Because they have to get good at that if they are going to use this strategy. Like here again, 1 consonant in between 2 vowels. We're going to try short first, wafer. If it's not that, hey, maybe it's wafer. Yeah, it's wafer. And here again, 1 consonant between 2 vowels. So what are the choices? Short O first, chronic or chronic. Well, it's chronic, and so that those are the only two dividing strategies. That makes it pretty easy. The other one, which we do also in this unit, is vowel, consonant, silent E, which is usually long, and it shows up in many one-syllable words, but also in many syllable words where they have vowel, consonant, silent E at the end. So then the last big strategy we do, which is the core of the strategies, is all strategies mixed together. So we go through and we look for the patterns, and we get good at spotting those patterns. Like this word, it could be grenade or greenade. And usually vowel, consonant, silent E is long, but might not always be long. Could be grenade too, or greenade, but it's grenade. That's what it is. And the words get bigger and bigger, and we slowly climb that mountain, adding more syllables, so we get really good at that. Here we're lucky. Here every pattern is vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel. Means the I is short. Vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel means the E is short. And this common ending shun, which they often don't know at the beginning of the year, we learn. So yeah, it's injection. No chance to throw the letters around in mixed up order. As time goes on, in those thousands of words that we do, they get bigger and bigger and bigger. And so we really get good at automatically, just by slowly climbing up that mountain, to be able to handle the top of the mountain. And every vowel, consonant, vowel, of course, could be long, could be short. But this is vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel. It's going to be short for sure. And you will see in the videos to follow, boy, kids get good at handling all of these words. So that is what they need to know. It's pretty simple, but yet to use a strategy is kind of a big thing, and that's what we learn to do. So that's what I want my students to know. Here's how I make it all happen. And so there's just those three components, as I've been saying. One is the video that models the thinking. So I'm going to start out by showing what that looks like in my classroom. So following is just a short sample of what those modeling videos look like. This one happens to be on the strategy vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel. And so you can see that these videos just totally model the step-by-step thinking that the students need to use. So let's take a peek at the first one. And as you know by now, what you always look for if you're stuck on a word and sense doesn't help is where are the what? The vowels. So if we take a peek at this word, knowing that the vowels are A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y, we see that the first vowel is A. And then you look to see where the other vowels are, because that helps you determine what the pattern is. And of course you see it's the letter E. And there we have, stuck between those two vowels, three consonants, which tells us two things. It tells us that the strategy we're going to use is vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel, which just means if you have two or more consonants between two vowels, this happens. What happens? Yeah, that first vowel is always short. It's always short. So that A is going to be short. And it also tells us where we're going to divide the word. Because when you get to read long words, you want to break the word down into syllables. Because otherwise, you're going to wind up guessing nonsense and making tossed salad out of all the letters. And you don't want to do that. And so that's what we're getting you ready to do. So here we go. We see we have the first syllable has an A, a short A, so it's frazo. Once students are aware of the strategy, in other words, once students have listened to the modeling video and understand what the strategy is, then you want them to start being engaged. You don't want them to just sit there and have the words go past their ears. No, you want them to chorally respond to my questions that are in the video. You maybe want to stop the video and ask the students, what the sound's going to be and what the pattern is. But the main point of this is to have them be engaged and involved. And the following videos will show that. What do we see in this word? What pattern do you see? Yeah, I see two consonants in between two vowels. And so what's that? Well, that's our friendly rule. Vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel. Tells us what? What does that tell us about the O?
Short.
Yeah, it's short. Short no matter what. Tells us we're going to divide it where?
First consonant.
After that first consonant, no matter what. So, I mean, that is our friendly pattern. So that means that first syllable is? You got it. No guessing, no choices. It's just always there being solid. But what's the next pattern we see? Yeah, we see a vowel, and another vowel. So it's vowel, consonant, vowel, which tells us, yeah, a little bit of a warning because that U could be short or long. In summary, the videos to model thinking do just that. They're short little sessions where we focus on 2 to 3 words where students learn the step-by-step thinking they need to use to decode those words. Once students have those strategies mastered, then we don't even do those videos anymore. Instead, we focus more on the choral reading, which we always do every day. It's 3, 4, 5 minutes where students together as a class read maybe up to 70 words. But once again, we're focusing on those strategies and how we go syllable by syllable and how vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel is always short and vowel, consonant, vowel has a choice.
Respiration, vocation, regiment, vigilance, intolerable.
Nice. If it weren't intolerable, who has a choice in that word? Yeah, Ian.
The O.
The O does. So if it weren't intolerable, it'd be
Intolerable.
it could be nematode. Yeah, it could be nematode. Those are little tiny worms. That's a tough one. What is that?
Vivacity.
Yeah, vivacity. Nice job.
Convocation.
So who has a choice in that word?
The A.
Lizette.
The A because it's vowel, consonant, vowel.
Yes. Good for you. And who else has a choice?
The O because it's vowel.
Wow. So what are the choices for that word if it weren't convocation? Yeah, great.
Convocation.
It could be. Beautiful. Convocation, he said.
Vacation.
Well, won't be they because it's an O, right?
No, because the A has a.
Right, but this A, yeah. So if it weren't convocation.
Convocation.
Yeah, convocation, exactly.
Caution.
Great, here we go.
Caution. Paranoid.
There.
Manipulation.
So look at it, one syllable at a time.
Inoculation.
Oh, see how, yeah. And see, that's what we do. We look at every spot there's vowel, consonant, vowel, or vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel, and we look at the choices. And here's what you did. You said it many times, and then you realize, oh, yeah, it's that. So what is the word?
Inoculation.
It could be. It could be that.
Inoculation.
And it could, and that's what it is. What if it weren't inoculation? Look at all the vowel, consonant, vowel. Vowel, consonant, vowel. Vowel, consonant, vowel. Vowel, consonant, vowel. Every one is a syllable, and it's also a choice. So what? Yeah, inoculation, she said. What else could it be? It's a lot of choices. Yeah, but the good news is when you start doing the choices, you're close enough to realize, oh, yeah, it's inoculation.
Occupation. Melodic.
It could be that.
Melodic.
Melodic, yeah, that's what it is. But it could have been any of those other choices.
Moderate.
What if it weren't moderate? It'd be moderate. You got it.
Papa. Disposition.
Yeah. Who doesn't have a choice in that word? Who doesn't have a choice? Yeah, Lizette. Exactly. The I because of vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel. Who does have a choice? Mm-hmm.
The O. The O.
Yeah, because it's vowel, consonant, vowel. The I, because it's vowel, consonant, vowel. So the word disposition, it could be
Disposition.
what?
Disposition.
Well, but that's vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel. That's short no matter what.
Disposition.
Yep, and that's what it is.
Disposition.
Disposition. Dispose. What? Ishin, exactly. Yeah, it really should have been what?
Oreo.
It should be image because it's vowel, consonant, silent D. Now, if it weren't image or image, it would be yeah, because it's nice. So you just saw how powerful the short little choral reading session of the phonics strategy session really is. It's where students just learn to actively use those two dividing strategies and other elements of phonics as well. We gain the fluency, but we also are learning once again what we have to think when we do that. But that is just a tiny part of the phonics strategy session. The real heart of each phonics strategy session is where students read out loud for 10 minutes at the level that they are at. Some students might be at the words that have only one syllable, others are into the 5-syllable words. And my job as a teacher during that time is just to rove around the room, listen to students read, guide them along in their thinking, but also move them on to the next level, which is shown by charts that hang on the wall in my room, because you really want to keep track of where everybody's at. You don't want them doing the same page day after day after day. Nope, you want them to progress. But during that time, I also note trends of, hey, what do they still need to know? I know every year in 4th grade, I have to draw a lot of attention to the common TION, shun ending. Also the LE ending, and we may have to go into my further lessons on the C and G sound or vowel plus R or vowel letter combinations, but whatever students need, whatever I see they need is what I draw attention to as we progress on day after day, week after week, and month after month. Strong readers do help me check. So after I've listened to a strong reader read, I'll say, hey, do you want to go around and help me check? Because I can't get to everyone every day, but with their help, I do. And once again, that chart on the wall shows their progress, so we know where everybody is at. Yeah. Nice. See? Oh, I love that one syllable at a time.
Carnal. Telephone. Elevate. Sassafy.
So no, look at each syllable.
Sat
Yeah.
is
See?
Sassafy.
Well, you're putting the S in there.
Sass.
It's not sass. It's a T.
Sat is fee.
And Y at the end, that's it. Except Y at the end can be E or I. So it could be satisfy or it could also be
Satisfied.
got it.
Satisfied.
Nice.
Article. Formative.
Formative, yep.
Strategy.
Huh?
Tragedy.
Way to go. Nice.
Presume. Tornado. Metaphor. Divine.
Yeah. So AU always has an aw sound. Audit. You did it.
Injustice.
Nice.
Manual. Carpenter. Extreme. Embody. Oblige.
Oblige. Wow, and you tried both of them. Nice.
Serum. Module. Residence.
Wow, listen to you. Go one syllable at a time.
Vindictive.
Nice.
Submission.
Look how you're doing them one syllable at a time. That's just glorious.
Monument.
Wow.
Negligent.
So what sound's that first G gonna make?
It's gonna make a vowel, consonant, vowel, so it's gonna make a go.
Huh?
It's gonna make a go sound because no yeah.
Right, but how about the G?
This G is
Well,
gonna make a just sound because there's an
right, and the first G is going to be.
neg. Oh,
There you did it. Oh,
binary.
it could be binary. What else could it be?
Binary.
You got it. Oh, good thinking.
Binary, adaptive, competitive. I had some struggles. Competence.
Yeah, nice job.
Competence. Resolve. Despair. Precise. Tadpole. Harmonica. Accession.
Wow, good thinking. You are doing it.
Symbol. It could be pry or print.
Yeah. How about the next solo?
Vowel, consonant, vowel, long or short.
Yeah. So what are the choices for that word?
Primitive.
Could be that. That's what it is. What if it weren't that?
Primitive.
Yeah.
And primitive.
Exactly.
Discern, deposit.
As students experience success at the level they're at, they record their progress on the wall chart that you see. The foundation for this whole program is based on a book I wrote a number of years ago. It was Phonics Strategies for the Literature-Centered Classroom. And I wrote it just based on a need that, kids, when they read, need to have a strategy. They need to have a plan as they ride that great bike of reading down the highway. So all the word lists come from this book. As you saw in the last video, during the time when students were reading independently, which is the bulk of the phonics strategy time, it's those 10 minutes when students are actively reading the words at the level that they are at. They can read those words from the slides that you saw on the computer, but they can also read them from word lists from my book, which look just like this. And notice at the top, there are like the vowel sounds, and over on the right side are the vowel rules, so they can refer back. And the pages are numbered like 1A, and then it's 1B for each unit. This happens to be all strategies combined. 1C, and then when it gets to 1F, it starts all over again. And then it's 2A, 2B. So all the videos are numbered accordingly to match this, so it all fits in. The wall charts on the wall are numbered the same way as well, just to make it easy. During that powerful 10 minutes when students are reading words all on their own at their own level, they can read from the slides that are on the computer, but I also like to make color-coded booklets, one color for each unit, and so students can read from there as well. These booklets last like 4 or 5 years, so that's a very wise use of paper. Here's just a quick look at what's with each unit. Here's strategy 1, has all these features. Here's strategy 2, vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel. And there's strategy 3, vowel, consonant, vowel. And so when you see like 660 words, there's lots of chance to practice those strategies. And here's all strategies combined. And then beyond that are the lessons, the units for like C and G sounds, vowel plus R, vowel letter combinations. So whatever students need to learn, I draw attention to. The tremendous power we have as teachers is to create willing and able readers. And while phonics is just a tiny part of the reading process, oh, it's such an important one. And when we help students at any age, fix phonics up so they can read the words and ride that bike of reading down the highway, we change their lives.
Comprehension.